Hello, I'm Jane Preston Rose. I'm a trustee with the Portage Park District Foundation, and it's my pleasure to introduce you to the 2023 Environmental Award winners.
Beth Buchanan, KEC Edith Chase Award. As is our tradition, the Kent Environmental Council's annual Edith Chase Conservation Award is presented at this event. This year's recipient of the Edith Chase Award is Beth Buchanan. A multi-talented aquatic ecologist, urban forester, and arborist, Beth has devoted her life, both professionally and in retirement, to making our environment better. An active participant in lake and watershed protection, she was a regional director of the American Lake Management Society, a founder of the Ohio Lake Management Society, and involved with the grant program of the Muskingum Watershed Conservancy District. Beth served the International Society of Arboriculture for 20 years and an additional 10 years with the Ohio chapter. For 9 years, she was the Ohio team captain for the Tour de Trees, an annual long-distance cycling adventure to support tree research and education. Not only did she raise significant funds for the organization, she also participated in the 7-day, 500-mile bike ride each year. People from all over Northeast Ohio enjoyed her annual pig roast, which was an important fundraiser for trees. Beth is a trustee of the Portage Park District Foundation, whose mission is to promote the growth and development of the Portage Park District and its mission. She served 3 years as its president. Her passion now is promoting the Foundation's program to reforest Portage parks. Congratulations, Beth Buchanan, this year's recipient of Kent Environmental Council's Edith Chase Conservation Award.
Well, congratulations, Beth Buchanan, for being this year's recipient of the Edith Chase Conservation Award.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very honored.
Well, you have really had a distinguished professional and personal career associated with the environment. Tell me, how did it all unfold?
Well, I've been involved in nonprofit projects and organizations for a long time, and I guess my first exposure was the North American Lake Management Society.
The other thing I do know about is riding your bike for a week for tree research.
Oh yes, well there's an organization called the Tree Fund, Tree Research and Education Endowment Fund. Well, I was involved in it for about 8 or 9 years, and I was the team captain, and we raised money for the Tree Fund, so that was a labor of love. It was a lot
Had to have been love to ride a bike every day, all week.
Yes, yeah, we had a good time, but part of the fun was raising funds, and riding the bikes was the grand finale. Doing the tour.
Well, Edith Chase would be very proud of you.
Renee Ruhutsky, recipient of Portage Park District Foundation's 2023 Award for Environmental Activism. Reverend Renee Ruhutsky is passionate about preserving the Earth's amazing ecosystem and fully lives her environmental values. She is an educator and practitioner of permaculture. Renee and her husband Randy have transformed the front and backyards of their city home into a food forest of fruit trees and vegetables, complemented by a pollinator flower garden. Besides engaging in earth-friendly gardening practices such as composting and starting plants in decaying tree stumps, they drive electric cars and installed solar panels on their home. Renee has been a steadfast promoter of sustainable living, walking the talk and continuing to learn and spread the word through many different channels. As president of the Kent Environmental Council, Renee provides leadership and helps organize KEC's ongoing Environmental Networking Cafe, annual garden tours, and frequent education events. This past summer, she spearheaded the first Northeast Ohio Roots and Reid Skillshare 2-day event in Portage County. She served as chair of the Land Use Committee of the Kent League of Women Voters, where she managed a comprehensive, multi-year study of land use in Portage County. As co-chair of the Portage County NAACP's Environmental Committee, Renee has initiated environmental activities in historically underserved neighborhoods. She served as an active consultant and laborer in the development of the Kent South End Community Garden, and coordinated the cleanup of a lake that was overgrown with vegetation in the Skills neighborhood of Ravenna Township. Congratulations, Reverend Renee Ruhutsky, recipient of this year's Environmental Activism Award.
Well, congratulations, Renee, on this very well-deserved Environmental Activism Award.
Thank you, Jane.
The breadth of what you do is impressive. So, how did it all start and what motivates you?
Oh gosh, well, I've always loved the outdoors. And I'm also someone who professionally, I do a lot of organizational development and leadership development. And so as I'm seeing like how much free range land for children isn't there anymore. And so that's one thing I really love about our parks is that we have wild places we can go to and appreciate how important it is that we keep wild areas wild.
Well, thank you for everything you are doing and what you will do in the future, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Tom Franek, recipient of Portage Park District Foundation's 2023 Award for Environmental Education. Tom Franek has taught in the Forestry and Landscape Management program at Kent Theodore Roosevelt High School for 16 years. Prior to that, he worked for both the Lake and Geauga County Soil and Water Conservation Districts, educating people in the community about natural resources and the need for conservation. Tom has increased the visibility of opportunities in arboriculture. He has prepared many students for careers working with the environment and the landscaping industry. In the words of one of his students, quote, "I truly believe that he has helped many students find their footing and has motivated them to strive for a better future for themselves and others. If I did not take his class, I would not have known that I had a passion for forestry and would have had no clue how fun arbory could be." Unquote. Tom's arboricultural program has a long-standing student development and recruiting relationship with the Davie Tree Company. Students in his program work alongside Davie employees to learn proper pruning and other tree care methods. A former student who is now a district manager for Davie said, quote, "The urban forestry program gave me the tools to be where I am today," unquote. In addition to developing students, Tom is an active volunteer in the community. He has served on the boards of the Hiram Historical Society, the Headwaters Land Trust, and the Portage Park District. Congratulations, Tom Franek, this year's recipient of the Environmental Education Award.
Well, Tom, congratulations for this recognition as an educator who is doing so much for our environment.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about the program.
The focus is to give students a little taste of all different aspects of what we call the green industry. And the idea is just to try to spark an interest. Most high school students that gravitate to something like our program like the hands-on piece of it and the idea that we learn about something in the classroom and then we go out and apply it.
So it really gives them some real life experience during the program.
Right.
Well, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
Bibbery and Company, recipient of Portage Park District Foundation's 2023 Award for Green Business. Ann Ellis owns the Bibbery Company, a card, gift, and home decor shop located in Manaway, Ohio. From the beginning, she selected products that will blend well with her personal goal of living in an environmentally friendly way. Her goal is to feature products that are produced locally to reduce the carbon footprint with shorter delivery distances to the store. The ideal product should be made with fewer chemicals and more natural ingredients. Her preferred vendors find ways to use less packing. Products that are not produced locally must be environmentally friendly, such as the wire and button art or the dishcloths that can replace paper towels and can be washed and reused several times. Other products are made from recycled goods, such as her very popular mittens, which are made from still useful parts of old wool sweaters. Each sweater can be turned into several pairs of mittens. Old fabric samples from home design stores are turned into unique tote bags or pillows by talented local seamstresses. The components of these items might have ended up in a landfill, except that someone saw an opportunity to give them a chance at a second life. Whenever making a choice of products to use or sell, Ann chooses the one that seems to be more environmentally friendly while still being attractive, useful, and cost efficient. When possible, Ann practices reduce, reuse, or recycle in her personal and business decisions. Congratulations to Ann Ellis, owner of Bibbery Company, recipient of this year's Green Business Award.
Congratulations, Ann, for your award on a green business.
Thank you.
I noticed you have a lot of environmentally related items. What prompted that and where do you get them all?
I think I've always been somewhat concerned, but it's obviously a growing concern, the environment. My youngest son said to me that it was my generation's fault that we were the problem. So I thought, well, okay, he's probably not wrong, and I should do my best to try to be more of the solution. So that's probably what prompted that. The nice thing about Manaway and Portage County is there's a lot of makers in the area. So I have a lot of things that are locally made, which is always better to go that way. And a lot of those people are especially environmentally conscious, or they use repurposed materials or things of that nature.
Well, you've really become a very important part of the community and a good role model
Thank
for
you.
others.
Thank you. We try very hard.
Yes.
The Davey Tree Expert Company, recipient of Portage Park District Foundation's 2023 Award for Green Building. Environmentally sustainable features were incorporated throughout the design of the Davies Corporation's headquarters Third Wing addition, which was completed in November 2022. Sustainability is one of Davies' values. It was important to the company that a home was found for the wood from the small forest of trees that had to be cut down to make room for the headquarters expansion. The salvaged wood was used for 2 large conference room tables and wood paneling on walls throughout the building. One of the salvaged wood panel walls, located in the cafe, features live plants. Electric vehicle charging stations and bike racks have been installed as part of the third wing construction. Lighting controls to conserve energy are in place throughout the building. These are controlled by occupancy sensors as well as dim control based on the brightness of the sunlight coming through the windows. Offices and desks have been strategically placed to avoid blocking windows from letting natural light in. In addition, soil from the construction site was salvaged and moved across the street to a new Davey campus, the Science, Employee Education and Development Campus, for short known as the SEED Campus. Congratulations to the Davey Tree Expert Company, this year's recipient of the Green Building Award.
Well, congratulations to the Davey Tree Expert Company for the Green Business Development Award. And Sandy Reid, I'm delighted to have you here. So I understand that right from the beginning, you designed into it several environmental principles.
That's correct. So what was really important to us was to be true to our heritage with environmentalism. So the first place we started was we needed to unfortunately clear some trees to put the wing in place. It was important to us to preserve those and reuse those in the property. So most of those trees are waiting to be used on our Seed Campus project, but many of them were used in features throughout the third wing expansion. But what we also decided to do was renovate and bring up to speed the other 2 wings. So what we've been able to do is update the entire complex. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about our plant wall.
Oh, plant wall, yes.
So we have a lot of live plants throughout the building. So some of those reclaimed pieces of wood have been used to frame it, but then we have a moss wall and a live plant wall. It's in our cafe space. So we've really done a lot with accent plants because everyone knows that it's easier to work in an environment that has greenery around you.
Well, thank you, Davey Tree, for just providing a wonderful work environment for employees, but yet also protecting where we live.
Popped, recipient of Portage Park District Foundation's 2023 Award for Green Business. Gwen Rosenberg and her family own Popped, a retail and online store offering fresh popcorn, handmade chocolates and confections, as well as homemade ice cream. It is truly a family affair with her husband Aaron and their 4 sons working at Popped. While staying at home raising her 4 children, Gwen worked on perfecting caramel and other popcorn recipes, which she tested in her home kitchen. Popped opened in downtown Kent in January 2012, and in 2019, a second store was opened on Main Street in Ravenna. The 2 stores are accessible from the Portage Hike and Bike Trail, and the family can ride their bicycles to work in Ravenna from their house in Kent. All Popped products are made in small batches from real ingredients sourced locally as possible. Even some of her containers are made a very short distance away. Gwen creates her own unique recipes using Ohio-grown, non-GMO popcorn from a local family farm. She uses local butter, locally raised nuts, natural flavors, fruits, and spices. The honey she uses is from her own backyard beehive. She has also created dairy-free and vegan options so all can enjoy snack time. A self-taught small business owner, Gwen generously shares her experiences opening and operating a small business on blogs, in print, and through speaking engagements. Gwen gives back to the community in many ways. She serves as an at-large member of Kent City Council. Congratulations to Popped and the Rosenberg family, recipient of this year's Green Business Award.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Now, was it from the beginning you wanted to be very environmentally friendly?
You know, my husband and I, our whole family has always just had an inclination just to naturally be environmentally. It just, but there's always, compost in the kitchen scraps, and we had some backyard chickens, and we had bees in the backyard, and I've planted probably more fruit trees in the backyard than probably fit. So we've always been, avid, gardeners and bird watching. It just it was very natural, rain barrels. It's just sort of like a natural extension. So the business sort of incorporates some of that just by the fact that that's kind of how we try to live our lives, I mean, we really enjoy riding our bikes to work. So if you can ride your bike to work, and so it just sort of was a natural extension, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
So.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Fascinating.
Thank you very much.
Kristen Poole, recipient of Portage Park District Foundation's 2023 Award for Environmental Stewardship. In 2015, Kristen created the Seed Library at the Kent Free Library. The purpose of the SEED program is to encourage the centuries-old tradition of seed saving, to nurture locally adapted plant varieties, and to foster a community culture of sharing. Community members are invited to donate seeds harvested from vegetables, herbs, and flowers that they grow. The seeds must be from open-pollinated, non-genetically modified, non-hybrid and/or heirloom plants that are not listed as invasive species by the Ohio Department of Agriculture. Companies and organizations that have seeds that meet these criteria also donate to the library's collection. Volunteers help sort, package, and label the donated seeds. Packets contain an appropriate quantity of seed for a typical backyard garden. The seed packets are stored in a card catalog near the information desk, organized by common name and variety. Gardeners may borrow up to 20 seed packets per year, including no more than 2 packets of any one variety. At the end of the growing season, borrowers are encouraged to save and donate to the library seeds from their healthiest or tastiest crops. These donations provide seeds for distribution the following year. Kristen conducts education programs to teach gardeners how to save seeds. She also brings in speakers for library programs that model sustainable gardening practices. The Seed Library is also a source for the coveted Hobbs goose beans, an heirloom bean named after the late KSU professor Clinton Hobbs. Under Kristen's management, the Seed Library has become a wonderful demonstration of resource stewardship and sustainable practices. Congratulations to Kristen Poole, this year's recipient of the Environmental Stewardship Award.
Congratulations, Kristen,
Thank you.
for this very well-deserved Environmental Stewardship Award. And while you are recognized for a lot of what you do, I think primarily is your very unique program at the Kent Free Library about seeds.
Right.
How did that all come about?
The Seed Library was something that we started thinking about doing about 8 years ago. I'd been at a workshop and heard about some other libraries that were doing seed libraries, and I thought this would be perfect for Kent. So the Seed Library, the whole idea is that people check out seeds for free. And then if they have a good harvest, we just ask that they bring some of those seeds back, seeds from their harvest back, to help us replenish the collection for the next year. So we have had probably about 1,700 seed packets in the last couple of years, and just about all of them get checked out by community members. So it really caters to beginning gardeners and then also to more serious gardeners too.
Amazing.
It is amazing.
Amazing. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Nancy Smith, recipient of Portage Park District Foundation's 2023 Award for Lifetime Achievement. Nancy Smith has been an advocate for conservation and natural spaces her entire life. She tells anyone she meets about the beauty of our local wildlife and natural places, eagerly sharing her love for nature with community members of all ages. Nancy is an enthusiastic supporter of nature education for children and adults. Her love of the natural world led her to many outdoor hobbies, especially camping and hiking. She's an active volunteer for the Portage Park District in many capacities. She selflessly gives her time to help teach children's programs, clean up parks and trails, and remove invasive species. She creates and donates realistic felt animals for education programs. Nancy is the author and compiler of the first Junior Ranger Program Guide for the Park District that will be released in 2023. The Junior Ranger Program engages children ages 5 and up in activities that promote conservation, appreciation of Portage County's natural resources, biology, and more. Nancy planned weekly hikes for her fellow Silver Sneaker members to introduce them to the parks and trails throughout Portage County. Each spring, she would organize a garlic pool for the group to help combat the invasion of that pernicious plant in Dix Park. She also served as a Girl Scout troop leader, inspiring a love for nature in young women. Nancy would often create materials and curriculum to share with other teachers to make nature education accessible to all. Congratulations to Nancy Smith, recipient of this year's Lifetime Achievement Award.
Well, congratulations, Nancy, on the Lifetime Achievement.
Wow.
It's just, you were so well deserving. I can remember when, several years ago, you started a walking group for Silver Sneakers, and that's morphed into writing a junior ranger program. Tell me, what's motivated you to do all this?
Love of nature. I guess we all think of progress, and progress is building and pouring cement, and it's important to keep some things the same and keep nature and to see nature. Sometimes people go for a walk around the block, and that's wonderful, but a walk in the woods is a chance to say thank you, and it's a prayer.
You probably know our parks better than anybody with all the hikes you've taken in them. And
I enjoy all of them. Sometimes people ask which park I enjoy the most, and the answer is the one I'm in.
what are some of the events you particularly like doing?
Of course, I enjoyed showing people how to make those little felt birdies. And the programs for the little children I enjoy, because introducing little children to nature is to introduce them to a life hobby.
Well, I have some of your birds on my Christmas tree every year. Really love them.
Okay.
So, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
This concludes the 2023 presentation of the Portage Park District Foundation's Environmental Conservation Awards and Kent Environmental Council's Edith Chase Conservation Award. Congratulations to all the awardees. Very well-deserved recognition to those who are devoted to maintaining and improving our environment. Thank you again.